Okay, so Spirit is saying no matter what curses you may feel someone has put on you and your lineage, you have the ability to break it. I heard, yes, little old you. You think you can't do so much and you can do much more than you think you can. Okay, you have the ability to break the curses that have been placed on you and your family by just simply believing in your relationship with God and believing that God will lead the way in your life. You just have to be willing to take heed to the actions that Spirit is calling you to take. You know, I always hear so many people say, you know, there's a curse on me. I know someone put a curse on me. And sometimes it's just karmic debt that's being paid. And sometimes people think that the karmic debt that they're paying is so challenging that they automatically think it's a curse. And sometimes, you know, someone in the family could have cursed the family in a way to make things just not go right. And it could also be a thing where you continue to allow individuals in your life that are just not good for you. It could be that too. So it really just depends on you as well, because in order for any type of ill intention that someone throws at you to thrive, in order for it to thrive, it's like you have to allow it to thrive. You have to give it power. You have to give it energy. So if you tell yourself, you know what, no matter what has been thrown at me, I'm going to reverse it, then it's going to start to unravel on its own and you won't even have to do much but act, right? So I really want you guys to start thinking in a manner of knowing that with the power of God within you, the curses will melt away. If there's anything that you feel that somebody put on you, any type of ill intention, bad energy, or like that manipulation type magic where there's witches and warlocks that don't even know that they are. They just have a manipulative nature that affects people in ways that really can destroy a person. Recognize it and call it out, you know. And if it's not a situation where you can call it out and say it to the person, like if there's safety concerns, just you call it out to your spirit team and know that, look, this person is targeting me and I need your assistance to help me through, because I don't want to feel this way anymore. I want my confidence back, and I want to be able to utilize this God power that God has provided to me within this vessel, your God body, the body that God has provided to you, the body that I heard you are to be in love with. Be in love with everything about you. The more that you're in love with you, the more that you will believe in your power that you have. If you criticize yourself a lot and you just always find something wrong within yourself or within any aspect of you, and if you have a tendency to look at the things that you dislike about yourself more than you bigging yourself up, you cause problems for yourself, and you actually can weaken yourself by thinking that way. You weaken your ability to strengthen yourself and to break free from the chains that have been placed on your subconscious mind. Okay, so it's really about breaking free. Break those chains, break the link, because the mental link that you have, like if you're thinking, oh, say for instance, you might have issues with a mother or a father or someone that's really close to you that you feel is supposed to be there to support you, and you're like, oh, this person is just going to destroy me. If you say that, then you're giving them the power to do that. But if you learn to detach yourself from that person as well as any idea of anything that they're trying to throw at you, then you really disconnect yourself from their reality. So no matter what they try to throw at you or what they say, when you detach yourself, it's almost as if you are erasing them from your life. And in the physical, they're not, but spiritually, you would have erased them. It's almost like writing them out of your life, writing them out of your life. Yeah. You have the ability to do that, and some of you just don't give yourself that credit. So you get stuck thinking all of these, or believing all of these things that you have allowed to control your circumstances. And Spirit is like, no, no more. Please stop doing that, because we got you. We're here for you, and we want you to stop worrying so much. We want you to stop worrying so much about things that are not helpful to you, and we want you to put your focus on aspects of life that enhance your ability to break through barriers and rewrite the parts of your life that have broken you in various ways throughout this lifetime. And I'm hearing maybe even in a past life. So many of you are still dealing with issues and destructive traits, I just heard, from a past life. And you wonder why you keep on repeating the same thing. And it has a lot to do with working on paying your karmic debt. So the payment is you learning and not allowing yourself to make the same mistake over again. That is your only payment. Your payment is your action. Your payment is your willingness to show that you've learned from a bad pattern that you had, and that you're choosing to release yourself from. So as soon as you show Spirit that you've learned and you don't repeat the same problem again, then you're showing them that it's time for you to graduate, and it's time for you to be shown more. Because you must understand that Spirit is eager to teach you, eager to show you things, eager to enlighten you about your true power, because there's always more than what you think. Spirit always has something's up their sleeve. There's always something more about you that you don't even know, that they reveal to you when you're ready to accept it, and when you're ready also to handle it. Because a lot of the powers that you have, to someone who is not ready, can be scary, like downright scary if you're not ready. And it's just because you're not aware, you don't understand it to know that it's not scary. It's just a part of who you are, right? So the more that you own your ability to make the change in your life, and you have so much conviction in your words when you speak, and you are sure about your ability to make change, that is when change actually does happen, because you believe it and you start acting as such. And when you believe something and you act in alignment with your belief, and it's a belief that's uplifting, encouraging, and aware, your life gets better. You know, it starts to get better, and it improves your outcomes, you know, because we have various different results that can happen in so many different ways and instances, depending on each choice that we make. So when you are in alignment with the highest consciousness, I heard, of self, you will then consistently make the best decisions in your life. And you won't ever have to be like, you know, I regret that, because you'll start looking at what you may have once looked at as a regret. You'll start looking at it as a lesson. You're like, you know, it's a lesson I learned from that. It was hard, it was frustrating, but I learned from it. And once you're able to do that, that is proof that you have grown. That is proof that you know things, and that you are sure that you know. It's not like, do I know that? I'm not sure if I do. I'm not sure if I did that right. I don't know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. You know, you get out of that meek way of being, because when you're meek, you don't express yourself. Not all people, but you could be meek but still be able to express yourself. You have to have balance, because you can still be meek and still have strength at the same time. And I feel like someone who's meek is observant and doesn't really want any problems, but is able to understand that sometimes problems do arise, and you train yourself to know how to navigate problems when they do come up, instead of shying away from them or just feeling a sense of weakness in those moments, and you just want to cower down away from the problem instead of facing it. You know, because that's another big problem. You know, when we know that there's a problem and we don't face it, we cower away from it. I know I used to be that way because I'm someone who doesn't, I don't really want the conflict. I enjoy peace. I respect it. So, um, if I find a way that's better, I'll choose that way. But there was times in my life where I actually should have said something and I didn't, and then I felt some type of way after the fact. And then until I realized that there's a time to speak and a time not to speak, instead of just not speaking at all, I realized that there are times where you do need to speak so you can stop whatever it is that is trying to attack you. Because if you don't speak up under certain circumstances, the attacker will continue to attack you. Okay? And that's a part of the protection. That's a part of removing those curses. That's all. That could be that can also be a curse. You feeling like you can't express yourself to a certain extent. Now, it's one thing to choose your battles, because I'm in that space as well. I'm not about to go off on everyone that says something that you could tell they're bitter, and whatever they're trying to throw really has nothing to do with me. It's all about them. I could see, and I'm sure many of you can see, when someone's projecting on you. So sometimes it's like, let them sit in that, because they want a response. Okay, so that's different. That's when it's really not worth it to say anything, because it's a waste of your energy. Your energy could be used towards something that is more beneficial, as opposed to using it to give someone a response that's not even worth your while. But when it's someone, like for instance, someone that is close to you, I guess, close enough to you to where you feel like it's worth it for you to say something, because if you don't, then you'll continue to receive that same energy from them, because they're going to think that they can walk all over you like a doormat, you know. And then there comes a time where you do need to say something, because then that attack will continue to happen. Or if it's you know, it really just depends, because everybody's situation is different, so I don't want to go through each and every scenario. However, it is up to you to start to, even though I know many of you are doing this already, but if you're not, it's up to you to really use your discernment to choose your battles wisely, because everything is not really a battle. Sometimes things are just distractions. They're just trying to catch you slipping and make you act out of character and feel discomfort and unease. And I heard that's when you're an easy target, when you're in a space in time where you're not balancing your emotions. So people who want to attack you will use that to their advantage, and also use it to put a label on you that doesn't even identify who you are in reality. Okay, it's just a way for them to try to create a reality for you and then make it real, and then try to get other people to hop on the bandwagon and believe the lie. Okay, so be mindful of that when someone comes for you and you want to respond in a way that might not be best for you, you know, because sometimes under certain circumstances it doesn't even make sense to give that thing energy, but it really just depends on what it is. It depends. There's many dependencies, you know, when you think about it. And it really comes down to you learning yourself and allowing yourself to get closer to you. So, you know, if you would like to book a coaching call with me, you can. I'll put the link above. You'll see it every now and again, maybe 2 or 3 times within the video. And if you would like to donate to this channel to support the channel, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. Okay. And so I just want you to learn how to stay strong within your own energy, and know when something is worth your while and when it's not, because people will try you, you know. It's just, I think it's just a part of life, you know. It's a part of life. Things are said. Sometimes people will say things and don't even mean it, you know, and then you have to figure that out too. But then you still have to be mindful of your own energy and protecting it, and protecting your mind and your beliefs about self. But the main topic here, the way Spirit started it, was you have the ability to break the curses that you believe that have been placed on you. And the way that you do that is by changing your ways and recalibrating your belief system, removing things that need to be removed, and grooming your subconscious mind and ordering your beliefs in a way that align with you, as opposed to aligning with whoever else. You know, that's what is most important here with this reading today. Let's see, I'm gonna get a charm. It's a seashell with a pearl, and it's gold. I heard pay attention to the waves. The waves are the frequencies. Pay attention to the frequency people are in. You can tell if someone is in a low frequency or a high frequency. And you can tell if someone is covered by God as well. Because things that, because of things that they do, how they behave themselves, you could tell that they're not respecting themselves. When someone does not respect themselves, you know that they're not really in alignment with God, because God is going to always teach you to respect yourself and to respect other people. So as soon as you start seeing someone be disrespectful to others, you could tell where their frequency is, if it's low or high, you know. So Spirit wants you to take heed to that. I just heard there's many that forfeit their gift, and then they try to stick you in that loop that they're in, you know, because people that are stuck in a loop, they want others to be with them in that loop. So Spirit is basically saying, recognize those people so that you don't end up getting yourself stuck in the loop that they're in, because that's where they want you. They're trying to get you in there. So the way for you to, I heard the best way for you to not get stuck in a loop is to disengage and detach yourself. It's all to stop you from moving forward, have you off balance. With the Chariot and the flamingo coming out, I have the pink flamingo here, and then the Chariot that is also pink here. The Chariot is here. Okay, so keep that in mind. When you just feel like, you know, my family has a curse on me, they've done this, they've done that, you know, just know that your awareness of what is happening, it begins to weaken the curse. And then when you use the power of God within you to purify your own heart, and you start to walk from a place of love, it overpowers that energy. It will overpower it to the point where, you know, once you know what's going on, it really breaks down that energy that tried to encapsulate you into a belief that you were just attacked all the time. I mean, attacks happen, but once you know how to handle them, not just handle them on your own, but handle them with Spirit and handle them with God in the forefront, you don't worry so much anymore. You don't have that worry. And this is what Spirit wants you to focus on. Don't worry about that. Use the power of your words and the power of your mind to detach yourself from anything that's trying to leech onto you. Okay? I just heard a curse is a leech. A spell is a leech energy to attach to you and start to siphon your energy. You know, because leeches suck your blood. So, yeah, that's what Spirit is saying. This is basically the message here. I feel like that's it for this message. I hope this message gets to you when you need to hear it. And everything you do it with love. Always remember that the Creator is in you and the magic is too, because you're magic. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next video.